After back-to-back home victories, how good does it feel to come into work, and how happy is everybody with life at the minute?
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, the cup game as well, that's 3 in a row. So off the back of a defeat in the first game, you obviously look for a bit of momentum in the next games and try and get some points on the board, and we've done that by winning 3 in a row, and the morale is so much better for the group.
There's been a lot of attacking intent, there's been a lot of chances created. Is that something that comes naturally with where the players are, or is that something that's very much worked on, this kind of offensive intent?
Yes, it's both sides really. Obviously the gaffer and all of the staff that put together a plan for each game, playing against different teams and different styles to create chances, and obviously credit to all the lads on the pitch. We've created chances from lads at the back all the way up to the front two up top, so everyone.
When you're playing that wing back role and you're a forward player basically, an attacking player like yourself and Sean McConville, is it in your mind that the more you attack, the less you're going to have to defend?
Not really. Wing back's a hard role in this team. As the further you go forward, the further you've got to go back. But it's just a case of that's your job for the team, and that's why you're put in that position to play there and do that job. So you just got to do it to the best you can and try and create as many chances as you can going forward, which is, my favourite thing to do on a football pitch. And then when you needed in defence and to cover positions, then you get back and do the dirty work as well.
Manager's been saying the more you occupy the other team in their half of the pitch, the less likely it is that they're going to go up the other end.
I think we struggled to do it in the second half a bit in the game the other day. We just kept on giving them back the ball. We could have played a lot better on the ball in that half, but yeah, I mean, it makes it a lot easier, especially when you've got a lead, to play football in their half and keep it as far away from your goal as possible. It's definitely better.
You mentioned the other night, are you going to try and claim that goal?
Well, it's already gone. I would have claimed it and backed myself all the way, but I think there was a game at I watched West Brom Sheffield United last night, and there was a goal in that game that got given to a player, and there was a few deflections going through, so I was thinking if that was given, maybe mine should have, but yeah, I'm not that lucky.
We'll get onto the dubious goals panel immediately, see if we can get that changed. Goals from midfield is something that's been talked about in the build-up to this season. I know Matt Butcher's got a couple, Harry Pell's got one, you've kind of got one.
Yeah.
Is that something that you're really aware of?
Yes, like testament to the boys. Obviously, it takes away a bit of credit from Colby and Dion doing such a good job up front, running the channels, getting the ball in that half and keeping it up there as well. And then the way that the gaffer set up the team, where we've got one perhaps more defensive midfielder and 2 midfielders that can really push on and get forward and make the box. The more people that are in the box, the more chances you're going to create. And credit to the boys for finishing them off. I know Matt's got a few brilliant finishes. Harry's header was brilliant, and my own goal. But Sean's crossing, everyone coming together and creating them chances. It doesn't matter who's in there, as long as we get the goals and get the points on the board, then that's what matters.
With Cam Burgess having gone and a couple of players being injured and not available, how important, I was going to say undervalued, but that's not the right word, how important are the kind of unsung guys in this team, people like Dave Morgan and Harvey Rogers, who've stepped in and kind of look like they've been there all the time?
Yeah, I mean, both names that you just said, they've got experience in the game, and we've watched them play last year. Harvey's been here for a while now, Moles has been here for a little bit less, but we've watched them in training, and their experience when they come into the team is incredible. Harvey at centre half, he's obviously playing left side as a right footer, and he's been brilliant. And Morg's taking Seamus's role as more of a defensive midfielder, but winning second balls and feeding the players to create the chances. It goes under the radar, but it's very important to the team.
There's a lot of younger players, under 23s players, who are kind of training with you guys and are on the subs bench. From your experience of being a younger player, it's not like you're a million years old.
No.
How beneficial to them is that going to be? How much are they going to learn, and is it likely that 1 or 2 of those might make the breakthrough?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you've seen already some of the boys with less experience. I know Tommy Lee's made his league debut. Harry Perrett got minutes the other night. So the young boys have been class at pushing themselves. Fitness is brilliant, and they're really pushing on to get some minutes under their belts. But when I was a young player and I came here to Aki, I used to watch players like Sean and Mark Hughes and players like that with the experienced Seamus, and you just learn so much more from watching them players, coming from a different background. and I used to really enjoy that. So for them boys coming in and seeing the experienced boys that we've got in our team, like Morgs and Harvey's played a lot of games, and people like that, it's just all they've got to do is learn from it and try and add the positives to their game.
Do you feel like your role's changed in a relatively short space of time?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely changed. Obviously, I came here, wasn't guaranteed to play all the time and stuff like that, and you have to, really work for your space. And now I'm in a role where I'm playing most of the games and doing the best that I can for the team and just trying to push everyone on.
Off to Crewe this weekend, the team with a reputation for getting the ball down and playing and passing. Does that suit you?
Certainly a different game to what we've had perhaps at the start of this season, but a game that last year we've proven we can do. Got a lot of good footballers in our team, so we can get the ball down and play, and we can go long. So we've got the best of both worlds, in my opinion, in terms of going direct or playing good football.
Is that quite an important thing to have in your armoury? Because you'll come up against pretty much the whole range of different styles and levels of directness in this division. Have you got to be able to be quite pragmatic when you go out there and change?
Yes, it's the way we set up playing against a team. Obviously you look at their team and you try and spot weaknesses and areas where you can, adapt your game into beating that team, and that's where some teams might be weaker if you're going long, and we've got players like Colby who can really battle and win headers and flick it on, and Dion that can run channels. But then we've got other players that can really get the ball down in midfield, and Harry and Matt, and pick out passes, and Sean, who's his crossing ability and his link-up play is incredible. So getting the best of both worlds against, finding a team's weakness and really picking it out is the best thing to do.
And already this season, I think we've seen quite a lot of occasions where the wing-backs have been crucial. One's had the ball on one side of the pitch and suddenly the big switch is on because the other one's free on the other side of the field. Is that something that comes naturally, or something that you've really worked hard on getting that other wing-back into space?
I think, again, both sides. It comes natural because, say if Traff's kicking onto one side and Colby's holding up the ball, it drops down to Sean, the space is going to be on the other side of the pitch there. Their team has to set up to defend that side if we play like that, because that's where the danger is. And a lot of the time we've got the ball down, Sean's picked up the ball and found a midfielder, and we found the switch, which, where a lot of space is, and then it's just you have to make the right decisions when you get the ball and you're in space to create the chances.
And it's the time of year where managers particularly talk about players gelling and bedding in and needing a bit of time. You've got a few new faces, but it feels like those messages have got to cross quite quickly, even though I know you feel you've not played as well as you can as a group.
Yeah.
Do you think it's all settled in and settled down quite quickly?
Yeah, I think everyone when they come in, they know like the basics, like the minimum requirement to play for Aki, and it's really working hard and running teams into the games and stuff like that. So when you've got all of your players like sing off the same hymn sheet, even the new lads that come in, then it works a lot easier for all of us.